So, it's time to finally begin my Pokemon journey, as I think I'm going to pick Squirtle here as my first starter Pokemon, which means Bulbasaur and Charmander will never feel any sort of love. They'll just be stuck at the professor's lab in their Pokeballs forever, as the professor will not give them away to other trainers who would probably love and care for them too. The family-friendly franchise that is Pokemon. Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here with another My Top 5. This time we're looking at my top 5 favorite Pokemon games. This includes spin-offs along with the main series of games, of course. So, yeah, basically same rules as pretty much everything else. These games I had to at least beat once over, things like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's, no real other rules, I would say, Oh, I guess the other one would be, like, also one per or gen or whatever. Like, if I pick, say, Pokemon Red, Blue, that would include Yellow and Leaf Green, Fire Red, the remakes. Just, yeah, I think it would make sense just to include those, right? So, just so you know, but I'll probably just kind of specify one sort of Pokemon, like if it's Fire Red, it'll just be Fire Red and not say Red, Blue, Yellow. Yeah, you get the idea. So, with that rambling out of the way, here are my top 5 favorite Pokemon games. So, starting off at number 5, we have Pokemon Black, which might actually surprise people a bit because Gen 5 is kind of a down one for a lot of people, but for me, this was actually what got me back into Pokemon, because Pokemon Pearl, Diamond, I wasn't really that into, and even though my high school played it a ton, I didn't really get too into it. But when I was getting my 3DS and everything, before even getting 3DS games, really, like one of the first games I got was Pokemon Black, and yeah, I really loved it because the story is really cool, and it doesn't have the greatest Pokemon or anything, but I love the story of N and Team Plasma. Like, I thought they did a fantastic job with that. And so, yeah, Pokemon Black, again, might surprise a few people and all that, but it's, yeah, just really like the Gen 5 games. Same with the sequels of White 2 and Black 2. Then at number 4, I have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, another one that might surprise people, but I really like this dungeon crawling kind of experiment with Pokemon, and I still have to play a lot of the later ones where I heard the ones on DS are kind of the best ones, as I do have like a digital version of one of them or a couple of them on Wii U, so I'll have to check them out at some point. But yeah, I really enjoyed what Spike Chunsoft did with kind of this Pokemon spin-off, and I like the beginning where you answer a bunch of questions and that determines what Pokemon you're going to be. I thought that was really cool, and even though it's very grindy and everything, I just found it to be such a relaxing game for me personally. So yeah, at number 4, I have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, and I guess Blue Rescue Team too. And then at number 3, I have Pokemon Fire Red, so kind of the Gen 1 Red, Blue, Yellow, and then remakes of Fire Red, Leaf Green. Like, they're always going to hold a special place in my heart, right? Like, they are pretty dated, especially the old games. That's why I picked Fire Red, because, they definitely did a lot of good upgrades with it, right? And yeah, it'll always hold a special place in my heart for, being the beginning of Pokemon, getting me into it. But there are 2 other games that I think did this better, including one that's basically a sequel to this, which you know exactly what that's going to be, right? But still, the Gen 1 games are still so special with amazing music, and yeah, just a really cool game that started the whole Pokemon franchise. At number 2, I have Pokemon Conquest, as this was such a unique crossover between Pokemon and a series called Nobunaga's Ambition. I'm not sure I pronounced that right, probably not, as, yeah, don't really know about that series, but man, they did such a fine job with this game, right? Like, it's so fun having a Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics style Pokemon game, right? Where, you know, like, you're all kind of befriending these Pokemon, right? And as you battle with them, you gain kind of, you know, experience with them along with, like, bonding with these Pokemon, right? So, which makes them more powerful, and of course there's type advantages, disadvantages, and just a really cool, you know, tactical RPG, you know, Pokemon game, right? As I wish more people got to check this game out, you know. I was lucky enough to be able to borrow it from a friend and everything, but man, it's just a ton of fun, one of my favorite Pokemon games out there, and yeah, I really enjoyed this game a lot. And at number 1 would be no surprise that I pick Heart Gold here. So, Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver are fantastic remakes of Gold and Silver, right? Because when Gold, Silver, Crystal came out, they were already fantastic sequels to, you know, Gen 1 and everything. But these remakes really improved so much of the quality of life improvements, and it's fun having the Pokewalker and everything like that, right? As just, this is one of my favorite sequels ever, you know, combining kind of the Johto region and then later on with Kanto, and kind of this whole journey is just, this is what we want in Pokemon. Like, we want more games like this where you combine all these past, you know, regions, right? I don't think it's ever going to happen, but yeah, you know, until it does, Heart Gold is always going to be my favorite Pokemon game to go back to time and time again. And so, those are my top 5 favorite Pokemon games. What do you think? Do you agree, disagree? Are there things that I left off that you would add on? Things like that. And keep in mind too, there are still quite a few Pokemon games that I've yet to play and beat. But yeah, I really enjoyed these 5, and Pokemon is always going to be a special series for me, right? Even if I'm not as into it as I used to be as a kid, still Pokemon will always hold that special place for me with the anime and, you know, the video games. Like, I'll still play the video games, you know, where I just recently picked up Pokemon Violet, right, because I was able to get it quite a bit cheaper, right? So, you know, looking forward to that. Even if it has all these glitches and all that, I'm still going to look forward to eventually playing that one, right? So, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next week, next Friday, for another My Top 5, along with other videos that I do. Alright, thanks everyone, have a great rest of your day, and have a great weekend. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you just want to see any of my skits and then nothing else and leave the video, that's fine too. Thanks everyone, take care.